Hello there, and welcome to the premiere of the Indie Spotlight with your host, me, singer and songwriter and music consultant, Shayrenee. The Indie Spotlight focuses on local, small, and independent musicians, rappers, creators, artists, restaurant owners, or any business owner who is looking for an in-depth look, an interview, and promotion for their business or talents. I am a proud 2018 Community College of Philadelphia music vocal performance graduate. I'm an aspiring model and an aspiring music journalist, as well as a singer and a songwriter. So I know how easy it is to be overlooked when it comes to online and offline promotion when you are fully independent in any aspect of the business. And because of that, I decided to use my Instagram page and platform to expose all talent that we have here, right here, not just in Hollywood and in the mainstream. I would like to talk about the 3 guests we have on the first episode of the Indie Spotlight. My first guest will be Czarnoble, who is an artist, a photographer, and a music manager. I want to tell everybody thank you for looking and joining in. Our second guest is Jay Buddha. He's a up-and-coming artist and producer, or up-and-coming rapper and producer. And last but not least, we have 100 Proof Haze, who is an artist, a clothing maker, and a rapper. So, since this is the first episode, I will tell you how everything goes. My first interview starts from 7:10 to 7:35 with Czarnoble. My second interview starts at 7:35 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Jay Buddha. And my last interview with 100 Proof Haze starts at 8 o'clock to 8:25. So all of the interviews are 25 minutes. Thank you and welcome for coming. So I think it's really important for everybody to see the local talent we have and the independent talent that we have. If you are interested in being on this vlog, you can DM me. It doesn't matter what business you have. You can be a tattoo artist, an influencer, a singer, a songwriter, a person who makes masks, a jewelry maker, another consultant. It doesn't matter. You can just hit me up so that we can talk about it and help promote your business and help everybody get the exposure that they deserve. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself while we're waiting for our guests to come in, and take it easy on me. This is my first episode of this. I did want to say that my vlog before this, that is entitled The Counterculture Report, that is on hiatus until further notice. I don't know what day I will be putting that on, but that will come in soon. That will come soon, probably on another day. Okay. Let me see. What else that I should talk about? So let me see. Okay. So I'm looking forward to exposing a lot of artists from every area in this vlog. I'm also looking for other businesses. It can be a restaurant, video creators, producers, people who's putting out films. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, because we need someone to actually show what's going on in our towns. Hello. Thank you for joining. We need everyone to expose people in every type of town. So I will be looking forward to keeping this up. And this happens, the Indie Spotlight happens every Friday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Today is the premiere, so it is actually going to be a little bit longer. If our second guest, or let's just say if any of the guesses that I have tonight do not show up, the guest that does will get a longer time to talk. Okay, so I think that's respectable and fair. Let's see what else I need to talk about. If anybody wants to ask me any questions about what I'm doing, they can. Feel free. I actually go and look at a lot of people's lives, also myself. And I've been looking at a lot of different lives and stuff. And I've just been seeing, I'm waving to everybody that comes into the room. And hopefully they stay and see the show. I've been seeing a lot of stuff going virtual. You know, a couple people thought like that this was not like a virtual meeting, but it's like all virtual, and it's like we can do this in the comfort of our homes, you know, don't have to take the time out of traveling and all that. How are you? I'm Zaki from Algeria. How are you doing? Oh, you live in London. I wanted to go to London at one point in time. I wanted to go to London at one point in time, but you know, I'm afraid of planes, so I don't like heights. And plus, this is a pretty dangerous time to be out there, what is that called? Traveling at this point in time. So hopefully everybody's staying safe while they're traveling and doing whatever they do. But I know that the live like music industry took like a really huge hit to perform in and outdoors and stuff like that. So I feel like going virtually for now is one of the best ways, a great way to be able to, you know, talk and function and stuff like that. So right now, while we're just waiting on our guests or our guests to come in, feel free to invite anybody to this live if they would like to look at it and share it. Okay. So, what has been the latest inspiration to write new music? That is such a good question. The latest inspiration to write new music is like the times that we're in, and just making sure that I listen to enough music, like so that I can be inspired, and also like listening to like a lot of people's stories. It's crazy how you come up with different things and you really get into music and the meanings of it when you're listening to music or enjoying it, you know. So you definitely need to like listen to music all the time so that you can, you know, like be inspired or like go somewhere and do something new and stuff. And a lot of the music that I write is about like, God, what can I say? Like your emotions, like yourself, self-help and stuff like that. Sometimes we need like a mental break and stuff like that. So like I like to write about a lot of things like that that's meaningful and stuff. Are you a songwriter or a creator? Is Christian? Is that how I say your name? Christian? What is... Oh, kinda. What type of music do you make? I'm not sure exactly what kind of music do you make. Okay, I started a YouTube channel a few months ago, but I haven't been active on it lately. Yeah, I see. No music. Huh. We're just waiting on our guest to come in to start the interview. Do you want to talk about what kind of music do you want to make? How to improve yourself regarding awareness? Great. What town are you from? Yes, that's how you say it in English. What town are you from, or what country are you from? Oh, California. California, right? Orange County, okay. So you don't have any music on your Instagram? Did you want to come to the camera? No. Okay. You'll be listening to it. Yeah, well, I think all people that create music, yeah, have to be really good listeners too. So we're just waiting on our first guest to come so that we can start our interview. So that's just pretty much what we're waiting on. But while we're waiting, if anyone else wants to come to the camera and they want to talk about music or what they create, we can do that too. So this is the Indie Spotlight, and it is about having interviews with independent and small businesses. I want to have a platform or a place to talk and promote their stuff, and I ask some questions and ask people where to find their stuff at and stuff. I just recently watched the documentary on Miles Davis. Fascinating. Yeah, we had to actually do a lot of researching on Miles Davis when I was at Temple University and being a jazz performance student. Actually, my mother lives next door, or used to live next door, to a popular or famous trumpeter, jazz trumpeter, which is Lee Morgan, who has a very, very great and fascinating story too. I wrote a small paper on him, but there's so many people that are popular in jazz, or like the names that they always use, or people like Miles Davis or Coltrane or Duke Ellington and stuff like that. But like I listened to a lot of people also that weren't as, that weren't as popular. Okay, here we go. Our first guests have joined. Okay. So I'm just waiting for our first guest. Let's see. I'm gonna try to cancel that, and I'm gonna try to get you to join again. Hold on 1 minute. What am I doing? Okay. I'm gonna invite you now. Sorry. Go live with you. People can see. Okay. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi, hi.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Now I will be able to, now that you're here or whatever, I can actually ask you like some questions and stuff. I can start. Okay.
Right.
So so I wanted to ask, how did you come up with your name? And then how do you pronounce it?
Okay. First, you pronounce it is Czarnoble. The C is silent, so it's CZAR, and then NOBLE. How I came up with the name, um, it came from when I was doing research. I'm a historian, so I did research on the name, and I wanted a name that I could vibe with, that represented leadership. So and so I picked the name Czar, and the noble part came from my morals and what I value. So nobility is something that's important to me. So I figured that covered everything.
Okay, all right. So I like the name. I like the name Zara. Okay. And what area are you from and where did you grow up?
Um, I'm currently Southwest Philadelphia.
Right.
Um, I grew up. I mean, pretty much grew up here. I've spent most of my life in Philadelphia. I'm originally from Westchester, PA, but
Oh,
I've
you was
spent so
born.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, I've spent so majority of my life in Philadelphia. So
Okay. Okay. I really like it out there in Westchester, PA. It's really pretty.
yeah,
So
it is. It is nice out there.
it's very pretty.
People often get it confused with Chester, and I'm like, no, no,
Oh no, it's very different it's very
it's
different
not.
than that.
Yeah, they're totally different places. Totally different places. Chester is definitely not Westchester. Yeah, I'm about to say now
It,
things can go down in either one of them places, but you less likely. This is on this side. But yeah. So that's where I'm from. I've been in Philadelphia a good like 20 years of my life, so I would take it as I'm from Philadelphia. That's where I
Same.
mean. That's where,
So my family, we moved in a lot of different places in Philadelphia. So I was in like North Philly and Frankfurt and South Philly and Southwest. I've been in the longest. So the next question I wanted to ask was, what inspired? Go back. North Philly and Frankfurt. What inspired you to become an artist, and how? What inspired you to become an artist first, and then how old were you when you started?
okay. what inspired me? I mean, okay, I've always been, a part of the hip hop culture and all that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It started out, I'm the youngest of three kids, so it started out culture wise. You know what I mean? Growing up, listening to my brother, Um, he played keyboard and all that. He actually had a group back in the day called Total
What?
Termination. Yeah, my
Okay.
older brother, Total Termination. He was pretty good. He used to do production and all that. But he decided to do other things business wise. So, but he's successful at what he's doing. He got a cleaning business now. Um,
Okay.
but I started out with him, listening to him make music. He used to be in his room. I seen he had the whole Prince thing going on, so he'd be in his room. I seen him
Oh
bopping with the
shit.
Jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? So he'd be in there producing music. And
Okay.
my sister, so I got a touch of you know hip hop from the early '90s all the way in. So that was my influence, and the music always resonated with me. You know.
Um, no, that's cool. So tell me like you are actually an artist and a rapper yourself, and you also manage artists, or you actually manage artists, and you do photography, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, what type of music do you make? Like, what's the kind of style of the kind of music you make, or do you even think of it in that way? Because I'm really like a type of person that's like hugely on details, and I take like really, really good notes and stuff. So if I ever sound like I'm kind of like really digging deep, it's because I am. So go ahead, tell me.
Okay. Um. Now I would say I it would cover it would cover all genres as far as hip hop goes. It's from conscious to trap music to just party, having a good time. Because I feel like being a person, you have a full 360. You know what I mean? You spit, if you gangster rap, like, you're not gangster 24/7, 365, days
Yeah.
what I mean? You're not that every day. You're not always thinking on the conscious level, like, okay, let we the people and all that. That's not 365. You know what I mean? That's that. So, like, I would say, like, when you take like an artist like Tupac. Tupac was well rounded. He'd give you the we gonna ride and kick in your door, and he'll give you know what I mean, black of the berry, the sweeter the juice, darker the flesh, deeper the root. So what I mean, he was well rounded when it comes to music, and I feel like that's where I'm at musically.
Cool.
Whatever speaks to me, I
Right.
live a full life, so there's been many things that have gone on. I've been in the streets. I've been on the front lines with the new Black Panther Party and type stuff like that. So it's like I've been on both ends of the spectrum as far as thinking goes. We've all been in the club. We've all had those type of things, and then we all feel we're all we're just not one way uh, all day every day. We have
Okay, you
multiple
you're
facets
not
of it.
driving, is you?
No, I'm not
Oh,
driving.
I was about to say I know you is not doing this and driving. Hold up.
No. No, I actually got one of my artists with me, Kawhi.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
up?
hi.
Shit,
Hello, how are you
I'm on
doing?
I'm on it too already.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
So he,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be rude and ask your age since you said I've been through all these different ways and phases and all that. I'm not gonna be rude like that, but I used to be, but I'm not gonna be this time. So, I wanted to ask you, where can people find your music at, and like on what like social media platforms?
Okay. Now, for me, you can catch me on mainly. I do a lot of my stuff on Instagram.
It's
Um, the main focus for me is the artist that I'm working with. I want people to go out there. Can I put that up in the? I can put that in the comments. Hold up.
What happened?
Let me see. All right. Like I just posted. I'm posting my artist names that I work with because they're,
Right.
that's the main thing. I'm mainly pushing for their music. You can catch all their stuff on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, you know,
Now, now what I'm asking, so I was asking about where can they find your stuff because you are an artist and you are a manager and you are a photographer and these services, this is what like a lot of like artists and up and coming people need. So this was the only reason why I was asking that. But it is great that you're like telling me about your artists and you're telling me about like what your artists do. That's great to have great support and management and stuff. The thing
mhm.
that a lot of artists do not look at is what makes an artist. I used to tell people Beyonce is not just Beyonce. Beyonce is 10 different people that makes
Right,
her. Okay,
right.
so she's the manager, it's the accountant, it's the press, it's the lawyer, it's the hairdresser, it's the seamstress, it's all of those people. So where where can they find all of your stuff at? And then we will talk about the things that we have for you about your artist.
Okay. Mainly, I would say mainly the Instagram. You hit me up on there, Czarnoble. You'll be able to find links to. You'll be able to see the photography. You'll be able to see the promotion. You'll be able to see links to the different things that I do. So you'll be able to find it out there. I mainly go off that platform
Yeah.
right now because that's the one that works best for me. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I like Instagram now. I used to hate it in the beginning, but now that I know what I'm doing with it, I like it. So cool. So they can hit you up on Instagram. Do you have any music or anything on Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere like that?
I do have a lot of my music is up on like YouTube. A lot of the stuff, some of the stuff that I had on Spotify and all that, I took a lot of stuff down.
Okay.
And I'll explain why. When it comes to the business side of things, when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the business side of things, if you don't have your stuff correct as far as your copyrights and all that, your paperwork's not right, you're basically giving away free music, and then you're setting yourself up to later on down the line if things start popping, you'll see people coming out of the woodworks for stuff that you didn't agree upon with them, as far as grabbing beats off of from wherever you buy them, and people will grab beats and they'll just ride on them, and they'll put they'll put the song up, and they'll just
Oh.
ride out with that. Next thing you know, and now some people will come at you in the beginning. Other people will let you rock out and see how the song goes. I can't remember. That's who it was. I think it was Nicki Minaj that used a sample in one of her songs, and she tried to get the sample cleared, and the lady told her no. That she wasn't going to clear the sample.
Right.
Nicki Minaj rolled out with the sample anyway. The lady didn't come at her right away. She waited, she waited, she waited, and once that song started popping and everything, and money started generating, next thing you know, bam, she came hit her with a
Right.
lawsuit. You
Oh
know what I
wow.
mean,
Well,
for
I love
millions
like
of
when
dollars.
somebody. Wow, I love when someone gives me like the music business gems because that's what I'm really, really, really interested in. But another question I wanted to ask was, what is the best advice you would give to an up and coming artist?
Hmm. The best advice that I would give to an up and coming artist: have a have a schedule for yourself. You know what I mean? Map out what you want to do. Just don't be all over the place. Even
Okay.
if you gotta sit down and you got free time, like actually schedule out your time. You got time in between this time and that time. You schedule things out. If you're going to be promoting, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with the music other than promoting and all that thing. So it's like you got to be, time is the most valuable. You don't want to be wasting time, and you want to make the best out of your time. A lot of times, things will be going on. You be doing this, that, and the third, and you'll miss out on stuff. Sometimes you gotta take some time out. Make the notes in your phone. Make the notes in your notebook. Get things done and get things lined up.
Sure.
Pay attention to where you're being productive at and where you need, because it'll be like, you need to do this, that, and the third, and you'll never get anything done because you're not prioritizing,
Right.
and then
Um, I wanted to also ask, do you have a clothing line or any merch?
okay, um, me personally, that all that's coming along, everything's coming along. I definitely want the people, because I recently started Blockchain Music Group
Blockchain
LLC.
Music Group. Blockchain
Yeah,
Music Group LLC.
yeah,
Okay.
LLC. I just put it in the comments.
Okay.
So we're gonna be coming out with merch. Your other guest that's going to be coming on 100 Proof Haze. That
I know.
that's
Yeah.
that's going yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with him as far as the music and the merch. So we're gonna be basically we're gonna be keeping it in the circle. So we're gonna go through that avenue to move the merch. Um, Hold on, let me. I'm gonna put that up there. There's now there is merch out there. Nemesis. I just put up the Nemesis streetwear. That is Kawhi's clothing line that he has
Kawhi,
coming out.
is he an artist?
Yeah, I
Or is
put
he-
his yep. I put his Instagram up there too.
Okay.
So so as far as that goes, but we're working on more merch. Um, Currently, we're getting everything established and putting everything together for this 2021 launch of everything that's going on. We're kind of reinventing and revamping and coming back. So
Okay. Well, that sounds great. That's good. Um, do you have any up and do you have any upcoming tour dates or live performances?
yes, we do. February 13th at Chuck Alibi's from what is that? From 7 to 11. Um, Kawhi will be performing, and only the kid will be performing at Chuck
Only the key or
Alibi's.
only the kid?
Only the key, like a lock key, KEY.
Oh, only the key. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
okay,
we'll be
so what I'm going to do is to say that okay, so at Chuck's Alibi, located
yes,
at 7301 Oxford Avenue in Philadelphia, PA 19111. From you said
yeah,
7 to 11,
yes.
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. There will be a performance with Only the Key
Kawhi.
and Kawhi, right? And
Yes.
what is that? Is this something that happens all the time, or is it just happening for now
These
here?
now these are some people that I'm working with. So
Okay,
it's not. I wouldn't say that it's a monthly thing, but it's a reoccurring event.
it's
Um,
a recurring event. Cool.
yeah. So basically, we're going to be taking, packaging up the whole thing and taking it to other venues. Chuck Alibis just happens to be one of the venues that we're working out of
That's
currently.
supporting it.
Yeah, but we have
Okay.
other venues because we want to touch through different places in the city, outside the city, because we can all come together, and
Yeah,
if enough people come together, you can make the moves. You can go. We can
of
get
course.
a bus and go to Atlanta and rent out a building, and we just go down there and we mob out and do the music. You go down there and you connect with the artists that are down there, and you network. You take a whole bunch of artists from Philadelphia, go down there, network down there, and
Sure,
in the surrounding
sure,
places. So
sure. No, that's I like that. That's smart. So I wanted to also ask you was due to COVID-19, where do you think that the future of the music industry or the live music industry will be heading? I know I'm not trying to
Oh,
get them heavy questions on you, but these is important.
yeah. Now that's a good question. When it comes to live performance, I think future wise, I mean, I really think that things are gonna we're gonna get a grasp on this whole Corona thing, and that some places will be able to open up. They'll be able to do some live performances with social distancing. You're not gonna get that max capacity crowd anymore, but we'll still be able to do stuff. I mean, like how you have artists that are online, and they'll do concerts. People will hit their PayPal or Cash App or whatever it is that they're going to do, and they'll go live on it. I feel like artists can set their own situation. You could be in a studio or somewhere that has like a live band or anything like that. You could just be performing on live on Zoom, um, other
Yeah.
platforms that are out there. When it comes to major artists and things like that, I really think that they're probably gonna start making more use of that technology, that 5 dimension technology, whatever, the hologram technology.
The hologram, yeah, I seen that actually
Yeah,
not too long ago. That
yeah.
hologram, I
So
was like, damn.
yeah, so they might be starting to use that more. So what I
Yeah.
mean, as far as the live performances go, because I mean, a lot of people, a lot of artists are struggling at this time because there was a lot of artists that were making their money off the road and doing shows. But I mean, a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of some places are still open. Of course, you gotta make sure you do your due
take a
diligence and
chance. I
slide.
tell you
I
that
mean,
much.
make sure you got your mask on, your hand sanitizer, all that stuff. Some places are open. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah.
look at me that. That's
I'm not looking at you.
just,
I'm looking at COVID and what's been happening. I'm not looking. I'm just like, hey,
right.
I even know like family members that was like, yo, like somebody rented an Airbnb and they having a concert and they whatever getting a free going, and I'm like, well, until you end up in the hospital, you ain't gonna understand it. But I get it. But I think as long as wear your mask and you take your precautions, you definitely have to take your precautions. So that's
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because I mean, the situation is what it is right now, and people have to do their best. But at this point in time, while those things are closed and not as accessible, artists should be, focusing on making the music,
right.
making good use of these networking platforms, talking to people, getting in touch with their fans and things like that. Because people, you got to pay attention to the people that are paying attention to you. If they're showing you love, I mean, you make sure you're hitting them up. You never know. There was a conversation. I can't remember where I found this information at. I think it might have been on the gram where they were talking about this guy back when I think MySpace and all that was popping. He personally sold 200,000 copies of his album to his fans that he met through MySpace because he interacted with each one of them. He took the time to interact with each one of them. He was able to transfer that into selling his album just because he talked to them, and he interacted with them, and they got a feel for him, so they supported him.
I th- well, like I think like of course me, I'm always going to say something that's like not agreeable with that, but but I believe that, but see, that was back when like MySpace was like immature, not immature, but it was in its first stages, like it wasn't old and we didn't have the things like Spotify and all those other type of things. Like that was like one of the only, if not biggest, social media sources. So it was kind of pretty much easier to sell some
Yeah,
units,
I
But I
mean,
mean, I
I
do
mean,
understand what you're saying.
yeah. The point is, the point is that
Who is coming in this
in,
room? All right, I'm listening.
interacting with the fans and things like that. That's a way to transfer that into sales of that's transfer that, well, because now they got streaming, transfer that into streams, transfer that into sales. Just because people are streaming the music, they can buy the music too. Like, I want to put this out there. When it comes to people and support, if you got, you got friends and family and whatever they talking about, they fans and they're riding with you and they say all that. Like, people got $1 in their pocket. You dig what I'm saying? People got $1 in their pocket. You ask your homie like, damn, if I needed $1, would you give it to me? I'm sure they would. So if you got $1 in your pocket and you give it to me, go online and buy my song, man. It's 99 cents. Go online and buy my album, dog. It's $9.99. You give me $10 if I ask you for it.
But true, but you always gonna have them. You always gonna have them people that's like, well, I'm saving my ticket to go see that big headlining concert, and I can just give it you for free. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but that's where you find it. That's where you find the support. It's like, okay, you can do that, but then it's like, all right, when it comes to this person or that person making it to the next level, you're
Right.
going to be paying that money to come see that person that they was talking about. You could have had they album or whatever, that little bit of support. That could have been the difference between you having to pay and stand out in the line and being all the way in the nosebleed section to you being one of the supporters and being backstage with them. Like, yeah, they was rocking with me from ground zero.
That's true.
Because you never know. You never know who's going to be the next. There's plenty of artists that people have been around that you look at it years later and they're doing something. What's the guy's name from Empire?
Yeah.
Is it the Hakeem, the one that rap?
What's his name? Bashir?
Yeah.
Bashir Gray?
His real name is what?
Yeah, Bashir.
Yeah, but he's the character Hakeem on Empire.
I swear it's Bashir. His real name is Bashir. Let me go look at this because I'm gonna go to my Google dictionary since you ain't even gotta think no more. You can just go to Google.
Yeah.
I think his name is Bashir.
Bashir Gray.
Yeah, Bashir Gray.
So, yeah, what were you saying? Yeah, I was listening to you.
Oh, well, a few years back when we were throwing when we called it the Grind Harder concert. We got pictures of him just showing up. He was in the crowd. He came to the show. It was at a small venue. He was there, and it was like, bam, you look at him now, he's on TV, everybody knows who he is, but you never know where somebody's going to be,
Sure.
And it comes from, the support and everything, because it was like, bam, what I mean? It'd be like, all right.
Sure. What is touring life like? This is a question that I always wanted to ask. What is touring like? Because I've never toured or anything like that. And I know how I would act on tour. So I don't know, like, if everybody could tour with me. But, and the reason why is just because it's just certain ways I'm not going to be touring. Like, I'm definitely going to have this suite. I'm definitely going to be able to get up and drive. Like, my tour would cost too much because I would spend stuff on what made me comfortable. But go ahead, tell me what touring like.
Well, I mean, if you got the finances to do it like that, then you can. I mean, it all depends on what people are comfortable with. Sometimes you have to come outside your comfort zone to get stuff done, and sometimes people. All right, I'll put it to you like this in an example, right? And I'm gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this from just the from the thinking. You have, all right, everybody's had, you take a house, it'd be a whole bunch of, it'd be some people, it'd be like, wherever they from, like they say it'd be some Mexicans. They'll buy that house, it'll be like 15 of them in that house. You know what I'm saying? But they got that, you would think, for us, we'd be like, oh man, that's not comfortable, you know what I'm saying? But over time, next thing you know, it's them 15 people, boom, they done bought another house. Boom, they done bought another house. Boom, you know what I'm saying? And they done built it up, and now they got, and everybody that was in that first house, they all got trucks, Ford F-150s, new ones, because they're all spreading the bill between 15 people. You're not paying nothing to live. Everybody
True.
working. And what I'm saying is that it all depends on what you're comfortable with. Some people, if you can go on a tour, you can make it happen. Where shit, if y'all gotta be in the van, if y'all gotta be in the van and y'all hit up the hotel that has an hourly rate. Y'all go in there, shower, shave, get fresh, boom. You right back in the van. You want to do things that are cost effective. Sometimes, it depends on where you're starting at. If you got the finances to do it, and be all
Um,
in the suites and all that, do it like that. You can even connect with other artists in other states. You know what I mean? You can connect with other artists and they say, look, man, bro, I'm going on a tour. I'm coming out there. I'm coming out there to Miami, or I'm coming out there to Atlanta, bro. You already connected with them. Damn, I need a place to rock out. We doing the show together, bro. You come stay with me. You could, and that comes from you building relationships. You know what I mean? You could be, you don't gotta, it doesn't have to be all hotels and everything like that. You build a relationship with people, y'all build a rapport. Next thing you could be, because I've known people that have actually um, toured through them connecting with other artists and other people in other states. And they worked out they housing situation through that.
right.
And
I used to hang out with a lot of people that did like they did like another genre of music, and they used to always do that kind of stuff, and I would say, well, I guess Shay wouldn't be touring with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand.
I was like, I guess I'm just not going to, because you know what? I couldn't. I couldn't. I would have to have certain things. I wouldn't even care if one person didn't listen to my song, but I get it. I understand. It does have to be cost effective, but I mean, I look at a lot of videos now that are cost effective, and they're making a lot of views. Um,
Right.
they're making a lot of views. So I wanted to also ask again, what artists are you currently working with?
Okay. And also, this can be checked out on my Instagram at Czarnoble. You can say I got the all the artist names up there, but we have Kawhi. His Instagram. I'll put it up there one more time in the comments. We got Kawhi. We got Only the Key,
Only the Key,
and
Kawhi,
we have 100 Proof Haze.
and 100 Proof Haze. So that's the artists that you're currently working with right now.
Yes.
And um, are you working with any specific studios, video creators, or like, are you working with any producers, managers, or video creators or studios that you would recommend like other people to use?
Um, I'm gonna put that in there. What is it mixed by Bud? Yeah. We got a studio that we do a lot of our work out of. I just put his Instagram in the comments. His
Okay, so
Instagram
the
is mixed
person
by Bud.
so the person's studio that you work at, that you go to a lot, is called Mixed by Bud. What part of the where is that like located at?
Located in West Philadelphia.
Where, Winfield, you said?
West Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia, like West Philadelphia,
Yeah.
West Philadelphia, like West Philadelphia University City.
West Philadelphia, West Philadelphia. Yeah, like West Philadelphia. Not
Hold on.
University City.
Okay, hold on. It says, I want to know how he helping them make it out. I've had managers trying to sign me for 720s before, so I know how it be. Okay. I really can't answer that question because I'm not a manager, but I definitely can talk about music business and stuff. But we'll save that one. I'm sorry. So tell me again. So Mixed by Bud is in West Philadelphia,
Yes.
right? Is this a studio? Is this like a home studio or?
I mean, it's the whole studio is it's the whole it's a studio. I mean,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in the it's a home studio, but it's not a home studio. It's
Okay.
the whole
No, it's like a real
basement. Yeah,
studio in his
yeah, it's a
home.
real studio. Yeah, it's a real
Oh, sure.
studio, and yeah. So
So,
he got all
what
the
it? Okay. So, what about? Do you work with any producers?
yes.
That's my picture is a profile.
Hmm?
This is my profile picture.
Oh yeah, that is it. Say that one more time. I'm about to send it to
So,
you.
is there any producers that you work with here locally or independently? Because what I try to do
Yeah.
is talk to the artist and reiterate it, like reiterate like who they should also use, so that like more places have more traffic, more business, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I sent one up there. Uh, I sent at Gifted Music. That's somebody that I've been working with for some years now. Um, so
I'm seeing something going on in my comments.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
seeing
so
it too.
when your
King Kanye.
manager, okay, when your manager feel like
Yo, wait,
family
like
usually creates
you can't be
problems.
family and do
Business
business.
should be business. No, and your artist says it is business. You can do business with family. You can do business with family,
Okay, let
and
me
you can do
address that.
business. I'm sorry, and you can do business with strangers. But it all depends on what that artist is comfortable with and what they want to do. If they want to do business and they feel like family, that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. In
At,
fact, for me, you might feel more safe, like with someone that you know and that you feel safe around. But go ahead.
okay, out. Hopefully that Kanye guy is still in the room. Cause I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna tell him a story. I'm not gonna talk about who the artists were, but it was a major artist that had a manager that didn't want to deal with him anymore, and there was a label that wanted to sign him, and the artist did not want to go to that label.
Mhm.
So what happened was he connected the manager connected with that label, and the label was like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to fly out here, take your artist somewhere, and leaving there, leaving stranded, so that the only person that he can call is me. So you
Mm.
know what I mean? They set the whole situation up. He didn't want to sign with that label, but his manager dropped him off because he didn't care nothing about him. You know what I mean? It just left him to be picked up by that guy. So he ended up signing to that label, but they set that whole situation up. So when it comes to when with Kanye with that guy what he's talking about in there, it when it comes to management, like you definitely you don't want to just be a number. You don't want to just be a person because management is more than just management. You know what I mean? In management, you know what I mean. You gotta be a friend, a confidant, support. Sometimes somebody to talk to, things like that. You got to be understanding. There's some people that you'll get a manager and they'll just you'll just be a number. They won't care about what's going on with you, anything like that, because it's like at the end of the day, it has to be a mutual working relationship. If you're working with somebody that any time that you're talking to them and they don't seem like they give a fuck about what's going on, it's not like that. This is a part of music is a part of life and everything. But we all got lives. We all got
Mm.
lives, and things happen. And you know what I mean. You got to be able to trust who it is that you're working with. If you're gonna put yourself in the that's why he was just talking about uh you know yeah, I see it in the comments. Whatever type of
Hold on.
management he was
Hold
with.
on. Hold on. Hold on. What?
Okay.
That entire scenario was goofy. A nut ass manager working with a goofy ass company, leaving a broke ass artist there. First of all, these are my guests, and I will not allow things going on and people talking anyway to the guests that I have. If you have any questions or concerns, you have to DM me or talk to me about it. Not try to make this live. It is not about you. This is about the people I'm interviewing. Okay? All right. So, yeah. So anyway, Go
You
on. What were
know,
you talking about?
yeah. Um, also, it's all about you know what I mean? It's like an interview because the manager, you know, they're talking about management. Management, they work together. When it comes to the music industry, everybody's working together. It's not management as some people think. You know what I mean? We're working together. You know what I mean? I'm working to get them to the point that they want to get to. You know,
I'm sorry. I don't want to keep interrupting you. I didn't know that I literally can hide my story from people if I don't want them to look at it. So that's just what I did because I don't want to take the interview or the focus off the person that I'm interviewing with. But go ahead.
okay. Um, Let me get back to my point. What was I
Hmm.
just saying to you? Um, what was I saying about the personal? What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, when it comes to management, you know, my thing is to get them to where they want to be. Everybody has a vision to where they want to be and how they want to accomplish that. You know, you'll run into some managers. You know, somebody mentioned this to me. Somebody mentioned this to me before. They was like, you know, why don't you just take your artists and just try to push them off onto something, like, you know what I mean, just and try to collect some type of fee. And I was like, no, that's not me caring about them, like, you know what I mean, that's not me caring about them for me to push them off to whatever they, you know what I mean, they mess around, push off to somewhere, they fuck around, not be happy and be in a fucked up deal. And I just, you know what I mean, basically that's like you selling them out,
Right.
you know. So you gotta have
Absolutely.
a, like, whatever that guy was. He probably had a manager. He had a manager that didn't give a fuck about him and was, you know, trying to sell him out. So, you know, maybe if he had somebody that actually cared about him, that took some time to find out about his life, his dreams, his aspirations, his goals. Because management, you know, management is not just about getting the artists and the music out there. It's, you know, they have more that they want to do with their lives. They have other things that they want to get into. The music being a launching pad. You know,
Right.
when it comes to the merch, they have investments in different things that they want to do. You know, so it's and you got to be able to trust the person that you're talking to. If you don't trust the person that you're working with, you can't, you know, fully you can't fully uh blossom from that situation, you know.
Right. I don't mean to interrupt you. I just agree with that because I had went through a situation where I actually was asked to come to an actual record label,
Mhm.
and then the record label was like, well, work with this and that person. And I start working with them and we create some great music.
Mm.
And then they're like, I'm not signing you. So I've definitely like had some, I definitely
Let,
agree with like, you do need to have like a
let me ask you
manager
this.
that
Let me ask
believes
you
in.
this. Let me ask you this. What happened to the music that you recorded there?
I didn't record it there. I recorded the music to put there.
Okay, so you didn't record the music at their studio.
No, but I worked with someone who worked with the record company.
Okay.
I've literally had like the record company meet me, have like a dinner or whatever with me and several artists that they wanted to sign, and everybody got signed that came there to get signed except for me. And I
Okay.
noticed the reason why it was because it wasn't because of the things that the record company told me. It was because um they were threatened. They were threatened that what I was doing would overshadow who they wanted to be number one. So I
Uh,
noticed those type of things that like record companies do. I'm not naming the record company or the artists or anything like that, but
yeah.
it did happen to me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, you'll have labels that'll grab the artists up just to put them on the shelf.
Hmm.
They'll grab them up, sign them to a deal, and put them on the shelf. They won't be able to release no music
Wait a
legally.
minute. Why is my streaming getting ready to end? Hold up. You can only stream for like an hour at a time. I'm gonna have to come back. So, I mean, it's wrapping up right now, but I'm going to like try to come back. Okay, so I'm gonna try to come back.
Okay.
All right.
All right.